worthy opponents, colleagues, accurate timekeepers, audience, all good afternoon. My team and I stand firm today to present our side of the argument. We undoubtedly oppose the move which states that the scope of education is narrower than that of the needs of society. Firstly, let me establish the grounds on which we make our argument. To make things crystal clear, I will state our definition of the terms scope and education. For our consideration, scope refers to the room to act, freedom, space, or capacity to act. Note well, capacity to act. Education. According to Carolyn Reed, an education psychologist at the University of Orlando, the process of becoming an educated person defines education. A person is considered truly educated when he or she is able to perceive, think, and act effectively according to self-defined goals and aspirations. An educated person is not dependent on only information they store because they have the ability to find information, create knowledge, and develop skills when necessary. Note well, our definition of education is not limited to formal education, but includes informal education, which is more expansive of the two. Therefore, we can infer that this informal education has a broad scope, broad enough to fulfill our needs. As things become necessary to man, he finds a way of creating strategies to solve this problem. Remember, man started eating with his hands, but as society demanded, he moved on to the stick and then to the spoon. In relation, our present education system has been geared towards fulfilling these needs. But it is informal education that drives us and inspires our creativity to invent, adapt, create, research, and produce satisfaction. Madam Chair, with our perspective of key terms into motion, our argument will take the following structure. Firstly, you will be taken on a journey back to colonization in order to analyze the history of education system. For my opponents seem to lack an appreciation of that history. The second speaker's argument will highlight the curriculum refocusing in secondary schools, thus showing how formal education is so widely available, and the informal education will be brought to light. And the third speaker will give an illustrated summary of our argument. Dear judges, education is ever-changing. Different situations require different responses. Think of an iguana. In order to meet its need of defense, it may change its color as it hops from a brown branch to the green grass. So too, like the iguana, our education system adapts to changes. However, to make these changes, the iguana can only use its specific resources, like camouflage. Therefore, like the iguana, we should use what we have. We have to adapt to changes by using our available resources. By supporting the move, my opponents are saying that the iguana should take out a gun and shoot the predator. Madam Chair, the education system is meeting our needs. In the youth years of our grandparents and great-grandparents, the educational level met the needs of that society. Remember, those were the post-emancipation days. Secondary and primary education was not Mr. and Mrs. Popular. Secondary school education was expensive, and so did not cater for the regular poor people. It was limited to those of a certain class and color. Madam Chair, everybody got a level of education that suited his or her job. If your job was to push a donkey cart, then you were taught how to push a donkey cart. In retrospect, does that education system of that time not qualify as narrow? Now fast forward. Behold the future, the present, sorry. Look at the transitions we have made, the improvements that are made because of the changing social environment. My granny had no choice but to use a slate with sand and a stick to write on. Today, we have the luxury of writing on paper with pen and pencil. We now even advance from hard copy to soft copy, thanks to the Mr. Technology. The education system of plantocracy suited the society back then. Therefore, as the persons educated in that system become older, they are now unprepared for the changes and needs of today's society. This explains the skill gap. That education system, therefore, would not fulfill the needs of society today. As a result, the structure of education in Grenada has evolved in an attempt to fulfill our current needs. Even with this change, the system can never be adequate. Madam Chair, judges of information, I decline. Madam Chair, judges, opponents, I have stated and I will state again, the scope of formal and informal education is not narrower. It is meeting our needs and it has vision for the future. Within the last 20 years of our curriculum, our curriculum has expanded. Current curriculum includes technical subjects which we so desire. Statistics obtained from the Ministry of Education shows that 94% of the students of Grenada who attempted the whole economic subject at CFC in 2009 passed. Food and nutrition, 91%. Mechanical engineering, 80%. Honorable judges, all 21 secondary schools in Grenada offer at least 2 technical subjects. Again, the education scope is meeting our needs. Moreover, opportunities for tertiary education have declined. Opportunities for tertiary education have improved and are continuing, but TAMCC offers further certification in technical areas that are recognized in the region. Education has pushed her way so far as to offer herself to children who are found to possess various learning disabilities. At the secondary school level, there are itinerant teachers who assist the children with learning and visual difficulties to function in the regular classroom. Madam Chair, I have stated my case. I will leave by closing with this statement. The only thing that remains constant is change. I thank you.